Hey, what's up guys? I have a video for you today that draws on the wisdom of a lot of YouTuber friends that I've made in the past, month or so. I think that you'll recognize a lot of the people in this video giving advice, and essentially this is for anybody who wants to start a YouTube channel or go into business for themselves as an artist, what it might take to be successful. And this applies to anybody. This applies to somebody who may be a little older who wants to kind of take a pivot in their career path and go towards the online realm. Or if you're a younger person, maybe you're in middle school or high school or college and you're wondering, what am I gonna do? Is it even possible to make a real living on the internet, on YouTube? Hint, it absolutely is. Let's take a look at one of the first trends that I saw when I asked what it's like to start a YouTube channel, what you should focus on. The trend was that of consistency in your work.
Can you tell me your 15 seconds of advice for anybody who wants to start a YouTube channel?
Start a YouTube channel. Just keep uploading.
What's the word? Work hard.
I like that word.
It is. Consistency. That's the key.
Post often and don't worry about a video that you feel is slightly flawed.
Very wise words there. Now we'll move on to the next trend that I noticed. This point might be the most important piece of information that you take from this video. Always focus on the content first.
Be different. I just think there's too many channels that are alike, and if you do something different and special, then there's no way it can't take off. That's all. That's what I think.
Always focus on content, right? I think that's the focus. Because I think the common denominator I've seen is every channel starts out without high quality recording, but with a good message. So content first.
I would say content. It's like being a band. Make good songs and people will follow.
Quality content. If you have 2,000 subs but your channel rules and we can see that it's amazing content that you will build up, awesome.
As you can tell, content is and always will be king. Now, another trend that I notice, which is equally important, is the authenticity. You have to like what you're doing.
My thought is really to try to, no, my advice would be not to try to compete with any other channels. Do your thing and approach it like billions of people are watching, even if it's just 2, and just keep at it and have fun.
Do what's fun.
As we move along here, a very important piece of advice comes from a couple YouTubers, which is a very overlooked part of those who may be starting out on YouTube, which is being aware and conscious that, hey, there are people on the other side of the screen who you're talking to, and you should treat them like your friends.
Build a connection with your audience. So make sure that there's always that line of communication between you. Like when you're talking to the lens, you're not talking to the lens, you're talking to your fans. So that.
Stay in touch with your community, because the community is really important and they are really awesome. Be nice and talk to them because they can give you a lot of input for your channel.
People establish connections with their audiences in different ways, but I think it's important to do it in your own way. Sometimes you get advice that just can't really be categorized, like this.
Don't just talk about doing YouTube, do YouTube. Make videos, do stuff, things will happen.
Ah yes, the old adage, just do stuff and things will happen. All jokes aside, it really is as simple as doing something. You have to do things. If you just think about doing things and don't actually act on those thoughts, nothing's ever gonna happen. So jump out into the deep end. Finally, last little tidbit here, and it isn't necessarily a blanket statement, but as far as I'm concerned, you should have some element of some type of entertainment and not taking yourself too seriously.
How important are views to you? Do you focus on views or do you focus on content?
I judge my entire self-worth by numbers incrementing on a screen.
Now a serious answer.
That was my serious answer.
Very funny, Colin. Yes, views and subscribers are metrics that we track to measure progress, but the point is you shouldn't judge yourself based on those numbers. You shouldn't necessarily create content in hopes that this will perform well, so I have to do it. Again, that slashes the authenticity. That makes it disingenuous, and guess what? People on YouTube who are watching you will immediately see through that facade. So really what it comes down to is these simple words from the creator of GitCon, Henning Pauly, and my good friend.
I don't care how many subscribers you have, be awesome.